You don't know it, but right now, there are eyes on you. Not ordinary eyes, not fleeting glances, but spiritual eyes camouflaged behind fake profiles, behind friendly smiles, behind hugs that hide daggers. For days, a dark presence has begun to surround you. But the most dangerous thing isn't the energy. It's the channel through which it enters. You are being watched from the invisible realm. There are people studying you in silence, analyzing your movements, your words, what you post, and what you don't say. They do it with a very precise intention: to take your information to a darker entity. Yes, someone is collecting pieces of you to deliver them to a woman, one who works with spiritual burials, one who lights black candles, who performs binding spells with saliva and hair, who has spoken your name in rituals where no light can enter. You have felt the echo of this invasion. You felt it in that chill that ran down your spine a few days ago, in that dream where you were being watched from a corner. It wasn't a coincidence. It's a reflection of what is happening in another dimension. What you don't realize is that this strange feeling was a direct warning. Your soul is screaming, but you continue to doubt. Saint Michael has revealed it. There is a female figure spying on you spiritually. She doesn't do it alone. She has help. A woman tells her everything you do, and that information has been taken to an altar, one where other souls have already been buried. And do you know why they do it? Because your light bothers them. Because they can't stand how you rise up despite everything. Because there is something in you that irritates rotten hearts. But you are not alone. From the moment you started to hear these words, an angel has positioned himself behind you. Not just any angel. A silent guardian who was summoned by your soul before this attack began. He has said clearly, if you write your name in the comments, if you decree Saint Michael protects me, your energy channel will be activated. Don't overthink it. You can do it now. It's your decision. But if you choose to do it, the shield will be reinforced. This espionage is not new. They have been watching you for some time. They have infiltrated your social networks. They have seen you. In dreams, they have even collected your belongings. Yes, someone kept an item of your clothing in a box, one that now sleeps underground, buried as part of a ritual of binding, of silence, of soul dimming. This moment is so serious and sacred that Saint Michael himself has given a clear command. You must subscribe to this channel right now. It is not a whim or a simple request. It is a divine mandate. Because by doing so, you are sending a signal to the universe and the angels that you are ready to receive complete protection, total guidance, and maximum strength for your journey. To subscribe is to open the door to that protective light. It is to declare that you are no longer alone, and that you accept the shield that has been placed upon you from above. And this is where it all becomes murkier, because the person who allowed it is no stranger. You thought it all came from the outside, right? That the threats were distant, that envy lived in other houses, in other lives, but no. The reality is more unsettling because the hardest blow doesn't come from an unknown enemy, or a witch you don't even know. No, the most delicate, the darkest, the most painful thing is that the most intense, most obsessive, most damaging gaze comes from your own blood. Yes, listen to this carefully. There is someone within your family circle who has become a spy on your energy. Not out of love, not out of affection, not out of a desire to protect you, but for something much darker out of comparison, jealousy, and a frustration that has been fermenting for years. That person you greet with respect, who has watched you grow, who speaks to you with kind words, that very person has begun to see your shine as a personal threat. And you have felt it. Have you felt it in your body, in your soul, in the atmosphere? Did you feel it that day you posted a photo where you looked happy? or that achievement you shared with excitement. That reflection where you opened your heart. And suddenly, as if someone flipped a switch, your mood dropped for no reason. You felt empty, confused, doubtful. Do you know why that happened? Because right at that moment, a figure from your family, yes, someone who shares your blood, was looking at your social media with judgment, with envy, with that hidden thought that says, why is she still smiling if she doesn't deserve it? These people don't say it out loud. No. That would be too easy to detect. They do it in silence. They observe, capture, save, and take screenshots of your posts, sending them to other people on WhatsApp to mock you, to analyze you as if you were a threat. They laugh at you in private. They get together with other relatives or acquaintances to say, look what she posted now. She thinks she's so enlightened. But behind that sarcasm, there is something much more serious. There is an intention to drain you. Because every toxic thought directed at you from a place of resentment opens an energy channel that, if unprotected, drains you. And that is exactly what they have been doing, feeding on your energy through your social media. They have turned your Instagram, your Facebook, your WhatsApp statuses into an altar of silent criticism. And you, without realizing it, have been giving them free access to your emotions, your processes, your small victories. It's as if you were giving them front row tickets to see your light, and they attend with the intention of extinguishing it not by accident, but because your brightness confronts them with their own shadows. Saint Gabriel has revealed it. Not one, but two figures in your family are active channels of low energy. One is a woman, the other has pretended to be neutral, the I don't get involved in anything type. But that neutrality, when it comes to energetic attacks, is also a betrayal. The woman is someone who has been very close. Perhaps she took care of you once. Perhaps she spoke to you with affection. But for a long time, she has harbored poison in her soul. She watches you in silence, but with a heart full of cracks of internal comparisons. And that crack has made her dangerous. For weeks, she has been sending dark thoughts your way. She has even spoken about you with people who practice dense energies. And you can't imagine it, but she has shown your photos, said your name, and recounted your movements. This is how envy operates from within, disguised as family, dressed in affection, with the face of someone who once hugged you. But you are not alone. From the moment you started to hear these words, an angel has begun to place himself behind you. And he is not just any angel. He is one of those sent by Saint Gabriel, who has said forcefully from the higher planes that you must subscribe. Now, that this seemingly small act is actually a spiritual movement that activates the network of divine protection surrounding you. Yes, subscribe now. Do it with intention. Not just to follow this channel, but as an act of spiritual affirmation. As if to say, yes, I acknowledge that I have been spied on from within, but today I close the door to that energy. And that's not all. Like this message to seal that energetic shield. When you click, you are decreeing, I no longer permit hidden access to my light. And comment with what you feel in your chest. The first thing that comes a word, a name, a thought, don't filter it, because what you write is your key to connecting with the divine. It's like lighting a digital candle that reaches the ears of the angels. Saint Gabriel is reading. Saint Michael is watching. And you are being protected because enough is enough. Enough of allowing blood ties to become chains. Enough of continuing to give your energy away to those who do not value you. Enough of maintaining bonds with people who love you halfway and judge you completely. What is coming is the energetic name of the figure who has tried to extinguish your light for years, and how one of her darkest intentions is about to return like a spiritual boomerang. For some time, things just haven't added up for you. Relationships that grow cold for no reason. People who pull away when everything seemed stable. Doors that seemed open and suddenly slammed shut without explanation. You felt as if everything good slips through your fingers at the last moment, as if an invisible force were pulling you down. And you have been strong. You have resisted in silence. You have cried without anyone noticing. You have gotten up even when you didn't know where. To find the strength that there is something you didn't know yet. Something that will finally be revealed today, because it can no longer be hidden. The person spying on you, the one you thought was only watching you on social media or from afar, has already taken it a step further. She used your image in a spiritual burial. Yes, just as you hear it. And it wasn't an accident or a passing madness. It was a ritual planned with malice, with time, with the direct intention of destroying your path. It wasn't a simple negative thought, not an ugly look or a criticism behind a door. It was a complete work. Graveyard dirt mixed with black cat urine, inverted black candles, a photo of you cut with rusty scissors, and your name written backward. That work was carried out by a woman of murky energy, guided by the most ancient envy that can exist. Someone who cannot stand your shine. Someone who has lived silently comparing herself to you, and who reached the point of taking an object with your energy. An item of clothing. A ring. Something they took without you noticing to bury it as a symbol of their desire to see you extinguished, blocked, finished. They buried it under damp earth, in a place where dark pacts have already been made, where there are laments that do not come from this plane. But here is what no one expected. They couldn't defeat you, because just before that spiritual burial was complete, your soul let out a cry that crossed the plains, a silent scream that reached the heavens. And then the universe responded. How? By showing you a sign, a sequence, a number that began to repeat insistently. 888. That number didn't appear for no reason. It was a celestial code sent by your guides, a warning disguised as a number, a wake-up call for you to realize you were being spiritually attacked, but also a confirmation that the light was already winning. The number 888 is the vibration of divine justice. It is the energy of what returns multiplied, of what they try to take from you, but comes back with more force. It is the sign that although they have buried you, the earth cannot hold you because you were not created to sink. You were made to flourish, even in the mud. That number is not a coincidence. It is a spiritual seal. It is the announcement that your soul is about to unleash a victory over everything they wanted to destroy. And it doesn't end there, because whoever did that dark work didn't act alone. She was accompanied. There is a man involved, one of those you have had close. One of those who appears friendly, who says nice things to you, but who holds poison inside. He has been passing information. He tells her your steps, your movements, your emotional states. He doesn't need to see you all the time, because someone else updates him on what you do. And with that information, that woman continues to reinforce the bindings, the blockages, the knots that want to tie you to suffering. But they didn't count on Saint Michael, having already placed his sword over your name. They didn't count on Saint Gabriel having already decreed protection over you. They didn't count on your soul being marked before birth, sealed by a divine light that cannot be extinguished no matter how much they try to tarnish it. And that is why today you are asked to take concrete action. Do not let it pass. Saint Gabriel has said clearly that you must subscribe now, that this act that seems so simple is actually a spiritual key, a portal that opens when you decide to tell the universe, I am ready. I allow myself to be protected. I allow myself to be guided. And as you do it, like this message, it's not just for support. That click is a way of sealing the energetic shield, a declaration of light against every shadow that has tried to creep into your life. It's like putting a lock on your energy field and saying, no one with bad intentions can enter here anymore. And don't forget to comment. Write what you feel at this moment. Don't filter it. If a name came to your mind, put it. If you feel anger, fear, strength, or gratitude, write that too. What comes from your chest is your decree. It is your way of saying, I receive this message, I acknowledge it, and I release it. Saint Gabriel has said that whoever comments what they feel activates their channel of liberation. Don't think about it too much. It is no coincidence that you are here. It is no coincidence that you have read to this point. It is because tonight a crack has opened in the spiritual plane, and through that crack your miracle is entering. They buried you with witchcraft, but they didn't know your roots came from the heavens. And you, even if they cover you with earth, you will flourish because you are a seed of light, and your name has been shouted by God, louder than any spell. What is coming is the downfall of those who played with fire, not knowing that you are untouchable. After everything I've told you, you might think that the dark work they did against you has the power to bring you down, to extinguish your light, to sink you into silence and darkness. But let me tell you something you need to hear with all your heart. Not only did that work fail to destroy you, but it is going to be reversed on them with multiplied force, as if the universe itself were, throwing that poison back in their faces. Because all energy that moves with malicious intent, sooner or later, returns to its origin. And when that energy encounters someone as protected as you, with sacred roots, the blow rebounds with double the force. What they sowed to drag you down will now fall on them like an insurmountable wall. That earth where they buried your photo, that mixture of black cat urine, inverted candles, and words of curse, is not just any spell, but the light that covers you is much stronger. Saint Michael, with his sword of fire, has been undoing each of those invisible knots, has been burning the chains they tried to put on you. And every time you feel a chill, a strange vibration, a shift in energy, it is a sign that the ritual is being dismantled, that the darkness is losing ground. And the 888 that began to appear is not just a pretty number you saw by chance. It is a sacred code, a cosmic key that activates your protection and disarms any attack. Every time you see that number, it's as if your angels are whispering to you. You are not alone. You will not fall. This will be reversed. It is the vibration that clears the path, that opens doors of prosperity and abundance where there was once blockage and stagnation. Because it's not just a number. It's a pact with the universe, a direct message for you. So you know that every attempt to stop you has only served to make you stronger. What they wanted to hide under the earth, what they wanted to bury, is now being unearthed, cleansed, and transformed into blessings that will come to you multiplied. Everything they tried to take from you will return to you, but with more strength, more light, more brilliance. And it is at this moment that you have a very important role, because the heavens are attentive to your actions. Saint Gabriel sends word that it is time for you to subscribe, that you should not see it as something casual, but as an act of spiritual obedience, like lighting a candle that illuminates your path. Because with that subscription, you are sealing the pact of protection. You are saying, I accept the light that protects me. I open myself to the strength that sustains me. Don't forget to like this message, because that gesture is like putting up a luminous shield that repels envy, darkness, and any attempt to stop you. It is a simple but powerful act that connects your energy with the celestial vibration that protects you. And above all, comment what you feel in your heart. Do not censor yourself. Whatever comes from your chest, that thought, that name, that word is your personal decree that activates the energetic movement for your complete liberation. Every comment is a seed that Saint Michael and Saint Gabriel received to move the universe in your favor. Remember that although they have tried to bury you in darkness, you are a seed of light, a deep root of the cosmos, and divine justice always manifests to protect those who are on the path of truth and transformation. What was meant to be your fall now becomes the force that lifts you higher than ever. So stand firm. Keep going with the certainty that the universe conspires with you, that the protection is real, and that what was done in secret is being undone in light. Because you not only survived, that you are destined to shine with all the strength that your angels have activated for you. After everything you have lived through, after the invisible battle you fought against dark energies that wanted to bury you, it is time to take the next step, the definitive step to close those cycles that tie you to the past and open your path to true light. It is not an easy path because you have had to resist not only visible enemies, but also those who watch you from the shadows, from the realm of restless spirits that watch you, trying to find any crack to slip into your energy. They have been there, silent as whispers in the night, like shadows gliding through the corners of your soul, and only you have felt that piercing gaze that is not human, that is ancestral, that comes from another plane but affects your real, tangible life. That spiritual surveillance is one of the reasons why some cycles seem to repeat. Why, despite your efforts, there are blockages that do not disappear. Because the shadow that has been watching you has tried to keep you in old patterns, in unresolved karmas, in relationships that hurt and drain you. But now Saint Gabriel has sent down a clear and powerful order. It is time to close with light, to break the chains, to release the ties that no longer serve you, to heal what hurts, to cleanse what still carries darkness in your energy field. Because only in this way, with a complete ritual of light and sacred decrees, can you seal the spiritual victory you have so rightfully earned and move forward with peace, strength, and clarity. Saint Gabriel recommends starting by preparing a sacred space in your home, a simple but powerful altar. Light a white candle, which symbolizes purity and protection. Place a glass of pure water to cleanse your aura and your surroundings, and add a little salt to dispel any negative energy that may still be present. Take some incense, preferably copal or myrrh, and let its smoke fill the space, purifying every corner, every nook where a shadow might have lingered. As you do this, breathe deeply and visualize yourself enveloped in a white and golden light. The light that represents divine protection, which cannot be reached even by the darkest forces. Then, with a firm voice and an open heart, pronounce this decree that Saint Gabriel has placed on your path for you to make your own. Elohim, Elohim, work upon me. Abba, Father, in your name, I close all doors that were open to harm me. Hosanna, Father, may the divine light cover my path. May Saint Michael protect me with his sword of fire. May all shadows dissipate, and may only truth and peace dwell within me. El Shaddai, I seal my soul with your power, and decree that nothing and no one can break my sacred shield. Repeat these words 3 times, feeling how the energy of each phrase expands within you, cleansing, protecting, liberating. But it is not just the physical ritual. It is also the intention with which you do it. Saint Gabriel says that the power is in your heart, in the faith you put into declaring your liberation, in the strength with which you decide to let go of everything that has harmed you. So after the decree, sit in silence and allow any emotion that comes up to be welcome. Let the tears flow if they need to. Let the anger be released if it is present. Because that is the beginning of true healing. Accepting yourself, forgiving yourself, loving yourself. And do not forget that this ritual is not just for you. For the victory to be complete, You must share this message with at least 2 people who need to awaken to this protection, to this call of light. Because Saint Michael and Saint Gabriel have said that strength multiplies when the message is shared, when souls unite in a collective pact of liberation and healing. It is also essential that you subscribe to this channel, that you like it, that you comment on what you feel in your chest. Each of these acts is a spiritual seed, a call to the universe to activate your maximum protection and definitively close the doors that have been opened to darkness. Remember that although you have been watched from the spiritual realm, although they have tried to stop you from places you cannot see, you have the power to say enough and claim your place in the light. You are light. You are strength. You are life. And the angels are with you, guiding you, protecting you, and celebrating every step you take towards your freedom. With this ritual, with these decrees, and with your firm intention, you will close those cycles that no longer belong to you, and you will open a new chapter where there will only be peace, prosperity, and genuine love. In the midst of this whole spiritual battle, there are details that seem to be taken from a horror movie, but they are real and are happening right now. Something few people know, but that you must know to defend yourself with all the weapons you have. In a dark corner, someone kept a jar with black hairs. A jar that is not just any jar, but a container loaded with bad energy, with heavy witchcraft. Because inside are trapped particles of your strength, of your essence, violently torn away. That jar is a focal point of attack, a magnet for bad vibes, and it is proof that those who want to harm you have gone beyond just spying on you or speaking ill of you. They are seeking to control and manipulate your energy from the deepest level. But that is where the protective light intervenes with all its power. Just as that jar began to exert its influence, an invisible fire began to surround it. A fire that does not burn the skin, but it does burn evil, that undoes shadows and dissolves curses. Saint Michael appeared on the spiritual plane with his flaming sword, cutting the invisible chains that the jar was trying to maintain. And you, although you may not feel it yet, are being protected by that divine force that does not allow that poison to touch a single hair on your head. Because light is always stronger than darkness, and it is what sustains you in this fight that cannot be seen, but is felt in the soul. Now, to activate that protection even more, there is a powerful ritual that Saint Gabriel has placed on your path, one called the 5th WhatsApp contact. It may sound strange, but it is a spiritual mechanism to break with those energies that seep in through your digital communications, those that seem harmless but are not. The instruction is simple but powerful. When you receive the 5th message, or the 5th notification from a person who is not good for you, or who you feel is draining your energy, you must do the following. Before opening it, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and visualize yourself enveloped in a bubble of white and golden light. Repeat in a low voice or mentally, Elohim, work upon me. May this communication not be a carrier of harm. May my energy remain clean and protected. Then, open the message with the clear intention that nothing will affect you. When you are done, send a light emoji or a white heart as a symbol that you have transformed any negative energy into pure light. This small spiritual act is a digital shield that Saint Gabriel has sent to protect you from energetic manipulation through social media and messaging apps, which today are doors that invisible enemies use to creep into your life. And do not forget that in all of this, you must continue to subscribe to this channel, like it, and comment with what comes from your heart. Each of these acts is not only support for this message, but they are doors you open for the universe to activate your shield of light, because the battle is fought on many levels, and you are winning even if it sometimes seems invisible. Every word you speak, every thought you have, every action you take with intention is one more step towards your spiritual victory. So do not let that jar with black hairs or any dark energy rob you of your peace. Fill your life with light. Use these rituals. Stay connected with the protection of the angels, and keep your heart strong. The light is with you, and it will tear down all those barriers they try to put up to stop you. What seems small, like a simple message or a dark jar, is just one more test that you will overcome with the power you have inside. After so much struggle, after facing dark forces that wanted to erase you, the time has come for a powerful awakening. That awakening is born from the depths of your being, your intuition, that silent voice that was always there, hidden among doubts and fears, that now becomes an unstoppable lighthouse that guides and protects you. It is the clear sign that your angels not only watch over you, but they speak to you, they whisper to you, they send you messages so you do not lose your way, so you never again doubt or fear. They use subtle signs that only those who are awake can recognize. A white feather that appears on your path when you least expect it. A light that shines in the darkness, just when you need it most. A song that seems written for you at the precise moment. It is these details that others overlook, but you know are not a coincidence, that they are part of a secret language your guides use to tell you. We are here, you are not alone. Keep going. You are stronger than you imagine. This awakening is a gift and a mission, because those who are in this spiritual struggle are not victims. They are warriors, victors over evil. Not everyone can maintain faith in the midst of a storm. Not everyone can get up again and again when the world seems to be against them. But you can, because within you there is an indestructible light. A force born from knowing you are protected by the heavens, by Saint Michael, by Saint Gabriel, by those beings who have sealed your destiny, so you can advance without fear. Your intuitions are no longer simple hunches. They are divine alerts that allow you to dodge traps, recognize disguised enemies, and wisely choose your path. They are an invisible armor that no one can touch. When you hear that inner voice that tells you, don't trust, stay away, prepare yourself, you are receiving a direct message from the universe to take control and keep your sacred space free from any negative energy. And here is where I make a very strong call to you. Stay attentive to these signs. Trust what your soul tells you and respond with action. Because every time you decide to follow your intuition, every time you listen to your angels and act, you are strengthening that shield of light that no one can break. Remember that you are a victor, not a victim, a warrior who has the power to transform darkness into light, pain into growth, and fear into courage. That is why I invite you to continue subscribing to this channel, to like it, and to comment on what you feel in your heart, because each interaction is an act of faith and connection with that divine energy that protects you. It is the way the universe hears your voice and activates your spiritual shield even more. Never again doubt your power. Never again fear evil, because you have already walked the most difficult path and have come out ahead with the blessing of the angels. The awakening of your intuition is the seal that you are ready to walk with confidence, to shine without limits, and to live protected by the eternal light that nothing and no one can extinguish. The time has come to speak clearly and profoundly about your spiritual victory, one that is not just a wish or a hope, but a reality that is already being woven by the heavens in your favor. After so much struggle, after facing visible and invisible enemies, victory is already knocking at your door. And it is not a coincidence or a distant miracle. It is the fruit of your resistance, your faith, and the power that your guardian angels have given you. Saint Michael, the great celestial warrior, is watching you, not with eyes of judgment, but with the attentive gaze of one who knows you will soon celebrate your triumph. And this moment is so serious and sacred that Saint Michael himself has given a clear command. You must subscribe to this channel right now. It is not a whim or a simple request. It is a divine mandate. Because by doing so, you are sending a signal to the universe and the angels that you are ready to receive complete protection, total guidance, and maximum strength for your journey. To subscribe is to open the door to that protective light. It is to declare that you are no longer alone, and that you accept the shield that has been placed upon you from above. But it is not enough to subscribe, because the power of victory is also activated with words, with the intention that comes from your heart. That is why I ask you to comment with what you feel, what pains you, or your current problem. It does not matter if you feel lost, tired, confused, or scared. Here you have a safe space where you can express your truth, where you can let go of the burdens that weigh you down. Because Saint Michael and the angels hear every word that comes from your mouth, every sigh you write, and with that divine information, they can help you release blockages, heal wounds, and open paths you cannot even imagine. You see, spiritual victory is not just about defeating what is bad. It is also about recognizing that every tear you have shed, every battle you have fought, has strengthened you and made you invincible. That even though they wanted to extinguish you, you have kept the flame alive. And that flame is now becoming a sacred fire that nothing and no one can extinguish. Because the light you carry within is not just any light. It is the light that comes from on high. The one that was placed in you by God, by Saint Michael, and by all the beings of light who accompany you. And that sacred fire is what allows you to walk with your head held high, with the certainty that you are a victor. You are not an ordinary woman. You are a spiritual warrior who has been tested in fire, who has withstood the storm, and who now reaps the fruits of that struggle with honor and strength. This victory is for you, for your soul, and for all the generations that come after you. Because when you win, you open paths for others to do so as well. So today, Saint Michael looks at you and says, subscribe, so your light does not go out. Comment with an open heart, so your angels can hear your truth. Because that is the way the universe moves in your favor, the way protection is activated, and victory manifests in every aspect of your life. Do not forget that this channel is your space of light, your spiritual refuge, and that every step you take here, every like, every comment, every subscription is an essential part of the ritual that strengthens your invisible shield and your inner strength. You are the master of your destiny, the queen who does not let herself be defeated by darkness, the woman who shines without fear because she knows that victory is already hers.